welcome to my channel. My name's Emma and I've just thought I'd do a video today about how I use collage in my colouring books. Before I got into colouring, I used to do collage. It used to be my passion. So when I did start colouring, I kind of stopped doing that for a while, and now I've decided to combine them both. So now I've started to do colouring and collaging as well. So it's kind of a new thing for me to add collage into my colouring, but I'm really enjoying the experience of it. So I'm going to go through and let you see what I've done so far. So this is the first one I've done is in The Mischievous Mind by Melissa Nicolette. It's just this one here. So with the collage part of this picture, I've collaged in these leaves here, also this cactus, these two cactuses here, and also this car. So the one thing you will notice with the images that I use is they do look like quite old images from old books. I find that old books have that matte paper. So the best thing about the matte paper is it will integrate with your actual colouring image. The newer books that are out at the moment have that really shiny paper. So that kind of comes out of your picture. It's much better when you can integrate it all together. So this picture here, this is a black and white car. I got this out of a really old National Geographic magazine, and this was an advert out of there. So I do find those old magazines are great, and really old National Geographic magazines have some really, really great images to use. So that's that one. And if you're wondering what happens to the back of the page, because obviously I have cut things, slice things, dice things, put things behind. With this one, I've cut out this whole background, and that's a black paper that I've popped in there. So the image behind it would get ruined. So these are one-sided. This book is one-sided, so that's okay. But at the same time, I did need to glue this black paper onto something. So what I did do is I sacrificed the page behind it. I glued the black paper onto the page behind it and then flipped this back down, which is not a problem for me because sometimes I don't like every picture in my book. So I don't mind sacrificing one image to make a really cool image. So that's that one there. So the next book I have is this one here, which is The Pop Manga Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures by Camilla D'Arco. So this one, the first one I've done in this one is the circus page. I wanted to keep with the circus theme. So with this one, I just cut out heaps of little monkeys from all my different books and magazines and just placed them in here. With something like this, I do find that I try and stick to the scale. So I didn't want like a massive, huge monkey. Although sometimes I really like playing with scale because it can give your work just a bit of just like a magical look. But with this one, I stuck to scale. So the monkeys are generally in scale, look like the sizes they should have been. Didn't pop anything too big in there. Popped this little elephant in here. I'll bring it up so maybe you can see the monkeys a little bit better. And I don't know if you can see just down here, I put a little banana peel for a little bit of a laugh, like the monkey here was eating a banana and he dropped his little banana peel. I always like adding a little thing like that. It makes it a little bit funny, and there's hidden little gems in there. I do find though, I did cut these monkeys out of 4 different books. So I found to stick with the same colour palette, if you want them to all integrate, is the best way to go. So I stuck with a kind of browny, orangey colour, which was easy because they're monkeys and you don't really find purple monkeys out there, but it worked really well. And then the second one I've done in this book is just this one here. This is octopus squid face girl. I've put in all these fishes in here. Also, another thing that you might notice that I do is I do try and put my collage pieces in the foreground and the background of the image. So it gives your image a bit of perspective. It looks like what you're collaging in there actually fits in there. It's not just placed on top or glued on top. But obviously, when this just happened, what happens is, like I was saying before, you do ruin the back page. This isn't a page that's very important to me, so that's okay. I'll probably end up collaging on this page because I've started that one, it's a whip, and then gluing these together. So in the end, that won't bother me at all. Also I've put some little dots on her with some Posca pen. And I then also put dots on these fish also just to integrate it with the image, make it looks like it fits in there. Okay, the next one I'm doing is The Night Voyage by Daria Song, and what I'm trying to do is collage every single page in this book. So that's a big mission, and I'm sure it will take a couple of years, but I've started. I started with this one here. Also, I have to say I did get the inspiration for this whole background from, what's the name now? Colouring With Alena. And I will link her channel in the bio. Amazing. If you haven't followed her channel, she is really, really inspirational. So go give her a look. But she's done a couple of colour alongs, and one of them was this one here. So I added these flying cat animals, not quite sure what they are, in here. So I went with scale. So I used the big one at the front going into the smaller, just to help with that scale. So it looks a bit more realistic, if you can say so. So that's that one. And then this one here. So with this one, this is a little bit different. What I did was all these trees here, this whole area here is cut from a book. So I went through all my books, found something that I could use. I knew what I was looking for. I was looking for a distant streetscape. Glued that behind here. Just cut all these out on this one and glued that behind here. Before I glued it down though, I photocopied this whole page. Now by photocopying this page, I could keep these elements in it. So then I went to my photocopy and I cut out these elements and placed them back in, the tree, this one and these two, placed them back in on top where they should be. So now to finish this whip off, I just need to colour in these things here and colouring these. This is obviously my pencil colouring. So most of this page is just all my pencil colouring, and this page on this side will all just be pencil colouring, and then on this side I'll just have that little bit of collage on there. And then there's this one here. So I coloured all the background, everything, basically the whole picture in pencil. Prismacolor is at the moment the only pencil I'm using. So Inktense and Prismacolor is an Albert Durers are the pencils that I use, but with this one I only use Prismacolor. And just put this little man on there, and the tree, you can see all the leaves are coming down. Cut a little hole in there just to make it look a little bit more integrated into there. And then with this tree here, you will notice that it goes from small to large. So I try to find an image that could show that perspective that we're at the top and we're looking down into it. That's one. So I'm really looking forward, and I have got heaps and heaps of ideas for, see, I find ideas and I just pop them in there. So I think I might use that in this page, and I have taken a lot of it out of it. This book is usually full of papers, but I've taken everything out of there. But that if I'm going through books and I see ideas, because I know that this book is something that I'm planning on doing, I'll just pop all my papers in there. And I've got Forest Girl by Apple. This is an older image. This is just a basic little thing, just some flowers. These are all out of the same magazine, and actually, no, these are out of a paper actually. These are out of, you know how you can get that scrapbooking papers? Yeah, these are from a scrapbooking paper. I've just chopped them all up and just placed them all in here. Just put some behind and some in front, also some here as well. Okay, I've got Magical Dawn by Hannah Carlson. This is a funny one. So with this one, this is quite an older one as well. Put a little monkey inside. You can see that? Put a little monkey inside a bottle. It looks very grumpy to be stuck in that bottle. I like that one. It's quite funny. It's funny, you go through things and I have one idea in my head and then I'll go through all my books and that idea will be completely lost and I'll come up with some other new and crazy idea. A lot of my books that I work from are a bit weird. I like strange and unusual things. So I got super excited when I saw this little man. So it looks cool. And then the last one I've got is Love Letter by Momo Girl. This is quite an old one. This was at the beginning of my colouring journey when I was just starting to add a little bit of collage in there, just mucking around. So colouring's not so fantastic, but these little birds are the ones that I put in here. I just put some ink on there to put a little pink in there. And yeah, I think it just adds a little bit of something extra to your pages. And it's fun too, because you never know what you're going to discover when you're going through all your books. So thank you so much. I really, really enjoyed showing you that today. And hopefully I might do some colour alongs of me actually doing some collage. Thanks again. Bye.